Hey guys, what's up? I'm here in China at my new place. Um, Wearing the hat because the hair is like a white fro, and I don't want it to be jumping out saying, "Hey." So what's going on? Well, things are pretty much calmed down, but there are still not very many people back at work. Now cars can come back into Shenzhen from outside, but they have to have like an app on their phone, and it has to be scanned when they come into Shenzhen or get off the highway or get off the highway at the exit ramp to come into the city where the toll booths are. They have to be scanned, make sure that they're green. Um, the the attitude of most people, at least here, is pretty relaxed now. There are people not wearing masks. In this little neighborhood here where I live, everybody's pretty chill about it. But I did today, which is kind of freaked me out a little bit because this is a new apartment or a new area for me, but it's an older neighborhood, and I noticed one of the doors had the red tape over it, and it says in Chinese like sealed. You know, they're really crazy about that red tape shit. Well, red tape, we know where the word comes from, right? So I was wondering, like, why is that room sealed, right? And today I was coming back, and two policemen, like real policemen with guns and shit, were with a health worker who was wearing like a hazmat suit. I was like, what the fuck? And then looked at me. I was carrying groceries. I was like, hey y'all, what's up? In Chinese, and the door that had the red tape was ripped off, and it was open, and there was a guy in there. And I was like, I thought they were going around like checking people, so I put my groceries back here, and I was like, "Hey, you guys need to check my temperature," and they're like, "No, no, no, we just had to open the room." Apparently, there was a guy in there who had been sealed for like a week and a half. Now, I don't know. I don't really know if he. I don't know if he was at the hospital and he just came back and they ripped the tape and they were in there like checking him, or if he was like sealed up in there and couldn't come out. I don't really know what that shit was about, but it kind of freaked me out. So um, that was a confirmed case, and apparently he's okay now. But he looked fine, didn't he? And he was like, yeah, whatever, you know. And so that was kind of fucking weird, man. Um, let's see, but most people are pretty chill, man. Like I said, I see people walking around without their masks, and nobody's freaking out. And security guard. I mean, every now and then I come back into the neighborhood, he checks me, but everybody's just going through the motions now, and nobody's really freaked out about it because there are some provinces that don't have any reported cases anymore, and in fact, most of them only have like one, um, or half of them have zero, and like some of them have one. So it's pretty much like come to a halt. Also, I need to say this. They make it out Guangdong has the next highest rate of infection. The vocabulary they use is so sensational. Guangdong has about 1,500 people that are infected. If that's the next highest rate compared to like Hubei, which has like what 70,000, you know what I mean? That sounds a little fucked up. Well, Guangdong has the second highest rate of infection. First of all, why don't they say the numbers? Like, what happened to like accurate reporting with like non-biased slant or non-biased views? It's like, why not say like, well, other than Hubei, the next highest province with reported cases, not infection, is Guangdong with how many? 1,500 or 1,600. This way, you're not freaking people out and making them have these weird fucking thoughts. Infections, next highest case, next highest, next province with the highest cases, whatever. This situation has really made me see that it's all just bullshit. So I would not believe. People are like, well, don't believe the numbers in China. Well, I'm telling you, don't believe the news in America and the way they report shit because it's all doubt. And I'm here living it, and I can tell you, ain't much shit going on here. It does kind of suck that we still can't go back to work, One of my friends in Shanghai, he works at a chemical factory making steroids, and you know, that's different. That's a whole nother video post that I do occasionally. So the legality of that is I'm not concerned with. But the point is, um, I talked to him. He works in Shanghai. It's a pretty big company. They do a lot of exporting, and it's a pretty well-known company. I'm not going to say the name of it, but they still can't go back to work. I'm like, damn. He said, yeah, like we have another 2 weeks of quarantine from work. So, in Shanghai, it only has like 400 or 500 reported cases. So they're kind of tight up there. So despite what you hear, there are still not very many people returning to work. But the attitude is much more positive and it's a lot more laid back. You still got to get temperature checks in most places. As I reported in my last post, there are some cities here in Guangdong that are not doing temperature checks anymore. So things are dying down here. Now, I cannot speak to Korea and Italy. That's kind of strange how Korea just blew up, those cases, and Italy seems to be going out of control. I think it's strange, though, that so many people have already died in Korea and Italy, but the same amount of people, when they were infected here in Guangdong, the death rate was much, much lower. It's still lower. It's lower than the people that died in Korea so far. So I don't understand how people are dying from it in some places and how they're not dying from it in other places. But Italy has a lot of people that were infected and died already. Korea has a lot of people that were infected and died already. So it'll be interesting to see. Iran apparently has a lot of people. Their mortality rate, what is it? The mortality ratio is pretty high. It's higher than Korea, Italy, and Iraq. They're all higher than all the provinces in China. Their death rate to infection rate. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with that. Other than Wuhan, that Hubei that's a different story. But the ratio of infection to death is so low. The percentage is like I don't even know, like less than. It's probably like 0.08%, 0.07% here in most of the provinces, if not all of them, except Hubei. But in Korea, it's much, much higher already. So I don't know. But I just want to give you guys an update as far as like the attitude here and what's going on and my take on it. I don't think we're going to see another explosion here. The way they've done things seems to be working. But I can tell you, like everybody talks about don't trust the numbers. Well, so are we not supposed to trust Korean numbers now? Are they underreported or overreported? In Italy, is it under? It was underreported in China, then it was overreported, and now the news is reporting weird shit. Who the hell knows? So, just some food for that. Like, now we're going to start doubting Korea's ability to count and Italy's ability to count and all these other countries that have suddenly 300 or 400 cases. Anyway, that's what's going on. So things are laid back. People are still not at work. It's not that busy. I don't know how long it's going to take, but things are still quiet. Look outside. I don't see very many people, and like I said, people are walking around without their masks. I don't do that because I'm a foreigner and I don't want to attract attention. So I play ball, fit in where I can get in. Well, fit in so I can get in. Most people say get in and fit in, but I fit in so I can get in. Anyway, so that's that, and it's it. And any big changes come, I'll post it. Other than that, like I said, not very many people back at work and not very many people infected. But that fucking shit today was kind of strange. Anyway, that's that. It's it. Peace.